launches first strikes on Syria. Russia's Admiral Kuznetsov took part in combat for the first time in the Navy's history. Russia says jets from its aircraft carrier have launched their first strikes on Syria. Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said the Russian Air Force started a major operation on November 15th against positions of the Islamic State group in the former Al-Qaeda branch in the Idlib and Homs provinces. Quote, "For the first time in our naval history, the aircraft carrier Admiral Kuznetsov, who started taking part in combat," end quote. Shoigu also said at a meeting with President Vladimir Putin. The warship was deployed in the eastern Mediterranean last month. Meanwhile, airstrikes hit rebel-held areas in the northern Syrian city of Aleppo for the first time in 3 weeks. Syrian state television and activists reported that the strikes were conducted by Syria's air force. Russia has been carrying out airstrikes in support of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's forces for more than a year. This is a very short story because this just broke 3 hours ago from here and a couple hours ago, so all the stories are very short or over long, but I don't get to talk about this a lot, and I told you about previously in the story on Mosul, my monetization is getting a little bit better, so I feel like I can take these topics, which are going to be automatically demonetized, controversial, not advertiser friendly. But this is interesting because it happened right after Putin talks to Trump on the phone, and Trump, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we want to be Russia's best friend. We love Russia," because he's got, I don't know, he's got a bunch of Russian investors and holdings, and he had contacts with Russia. But I'm not sure that Russia's interests and the United States' interests are aligned at all right now. And Russia is right now supporting what is essentially you could argue is a nationalist cause. Syria and the West have been in conflict for a long time, and it's mostly because of the strategic position of Syria. It's very close to Iraq, it's very close to Israel, it's very close to places that the United States feels it's in its strategic interest to control. So it always wants to have a United States-friendly government in Syria. Well, but Assad's dad wasn't friendly to the United States for a variety of reasons I can't get into because it's going to take too long. So the son is not that friendly to the United States, and the grievances aren't illegitimate entirely if you go into the history, and I'll probably go into the history as the story unfolds and I get more opportunities to talk about it. But I think it's interesting because this is just such a bizarre situation. This is the opposite of what Obama wants. This is clearly a gambit by Putin. And if I have a way to squeeze it in because of the way the flow of uploads and YouTube and my encoding and all this works, if I have a chance to talk about the same thing twice in one day, which I may not have a chance to, and Trump talks about this, I will try to put Trump's response to this in at some point today because this is the first story of the day. So anyway, hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. I love it. Like, share to share. More news coming in the future. So more news in the past. If you want to, search your favorite country or the country you're from. Oh yeah, comment below, please, if you have any opinions about this. If you're from this region, if you have family in Syria. Obviously, if you're from Syria, I don't think you have time to watch idiots like me on YouTube. But if you have family there, or if you have family in Russia, or you have any opinions about this conflicted direction we're going, Putin's relationship to Trump, and how Obama must just be like bursting blood vessels in his eyes right now.